wish, and they wish, and they wish, and they wish on me. Yeah.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing mighty fine. If you're not, welcome back. And as you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be doing a story time. I took a poll on Instagram asking would you guys rather see my 16 and pregnant story time or how I made it to Ohio with $20 on the bus. But by popular demand, everybody wanted to know the 16 and pregnant story. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so before we get started, I want to make sure I say that by any means I am not glorifying teen pregnancy. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's something cool. Make sure if you are having sex, please use protection. And the best way to avoid having a baby is not have sex at all. So, yes. As you guys have seen in my other videos, I have a daughter. My oldest daughter is 14 years old, and I had her when I was 17, but I got pregnant when I was 16. And I got pregnant on summer vacation. So I went down every summer. We would go, my sister and I have a sister named Kyla. Every summer, my sister and I would go down to Iowa and we would visit my grandparents. And then we would go to Missouri. So this particular summer, I did not go to Missouri as soon as we typically would. We typically would go to Iowa for the month of June and then go to Missouri for the month of July. So this particular summer, for whatever reason, I did not go to Missouri until August, actually. Actually, I'm not even going to tell that part of the story. I'm going to tell how I found out I was pregnant. Okay, so I was 16, and I lost my virginity when I was 16, and I got pregnant on summer vacation, and so this all happened in Iowa while I lived in Minnesota. So I had a boyfriend back home in Minnesota, and I met my daughter's dad on summer vacation, and I got pregnant, okay? So Initially, I didn't think I was pregnant because, I mean, like, who wants to think that they were pregnant? I was, like, really inactive in sports, and I was just not that person that anybody expected to get pregnant, like. So, I started having all the signs of being pregnant, like, I was not able to hold food down. I was constantly sleepy. Like, the sleepiness was, like, the major ticket. My grandma said to me, "Shyla, are you pregnant? You've been sleeping a lot." And I'm like, me? Pregnant? Like, no. Grandma, are you crazy? Like, there's no way I could possibly be pregnant. In reality, there obviously was because I was sexually active. So, fast forward for a few more weeks and I went back home. Summer vacation was over and me and my sister were hanging out as we did often because we're sisters. And we decided to go downtown Minneapolis. And they have a Target downtown Minneapolis. And I told my sister, like, prior to going to downtown Minneapolis that I thought I was pregnant, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, mom is going to kill you." Mind you, my mom had me when she was 15, so she raised us not to have sex before we were married, and she constantly drilled in our head of how hard it would be to be a teen mom, but kids never listen. So anyhow, we got to freaking Target downtown Minneapolis. Me and my sister are walking around, so we find the pregnancy test, and when we find the pregnancy test, we obviously go to check out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna pay for this. Can you pay for this for me? I asked my little sister, who was like 13 at the time, and she was like, I don't care. Like, she didn't care because she knew it wasn't going to affect her any. So I'm like, yeah, because I'm embarrassed. I don't want them to be like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. So we get to the checkout line and my sister goes to hand the cashier the freaking pregnancy test. And then she says to the cashier, this pregnancy test isn't for me, it's for her. She was just too embarrassed to buy it. Like, what the hell? What was the point in me asking you to give them to pay for the pregnancy test if you were gonna tell them that I freaking needed the damn test? That defeated the purpose. She's so I get mad thinking about it. Like, what the why? We freaking pay for the pregnancy test. Fast forward, go to the bathroom, I take the pregnancy test, and we're in the stall in the city, downtown Minneapolis, and I take the test, and I'm like, sister's like, what? I'm like, I'm pregnant. She was like, what? Like, she slid under the stall in the bathroom. Like, her head was, like, underneath the stall. Like, Mom is going to kill you. I'm like, oh, my God. She was like, oh, my God, you are so dead. I'm like, I know. Like, I don't need your confirmation of how dead I am. A few hours pass, and my mom comes to pick us up from downtown, and she was like, did you guys have fun? And my sister's like, yeah, I had fun. And then I'm like, yeah, I had fun. And my sister's like, yeah, Shai, did you have fun? Like, already knowing that I'm pregnant. So fast forward a few months, it was time for our family reunion. And so we go for our family reunion. We like, if we go on, like, if it's far away from, like, our home state, which is Iowa, we usually pack up in like a what are they called? Like, kind of like a Greyhound. I can't think of what they're called. Like, but we rent those kind of buses, and we travel as a family. So the entire trip, I was throwing up. Like, I couldn't keep nothing down. It was just so bad. Like, I could not keep nothing down. Like, nothing. Water, no crackers, no nothing. And my mom is like, oh, she's never been on a road trip this long. We usually fly everywhere, so it's probably motion sickness. Meanwhile, me and my sister know that I'm pregnant. So they stop and buy me these motion sickness pills, and I'm like, I don't know if I can take these. So I'm reading the back of the pills. Obviously, they say you can't take them when you're pregnant. So I'm cheeking the pills, and my mom's not paying attention. I'm fucking throwing the pills in the, like, on the side of the bus on the floor, because I didn't want to harm my child. So, but I also didn't want to tell my mom, because she was going to harm me. So I thought. So my sister was just being so mean to me. My mom was like, why are you being so mean to her? This is your sister. You be nice to her. And she was like, she ain't got no motion sickness. She's fine. Like, she was just such a jerk, like, the whole ride, because she knew I was pregnant. So fast forward, we go to the family reunion. I'm sick the entire time. Nobody finds out during the family reunion that I'm pregnant. And then I get back home and school starts. Okay, so I was very active. Like, I was in sports. I played volleyball. I was in sports. I just did everything. Like, and that year I was finally trying out for the high school volleyball team. And so as I'm trying out, and, you know, they have us doing, like, these workouts. I have to lay down on my stomach, stand back up, lay down on my stomach, and I'm, like, laying down gently, because I was like, oh my gosh, what if something happens to my baby? It was just a constant headache trying to hide this secret from my mom. So during all this time, I'm obviously growing, because I'm getting bigger, because I'm growing a person inside of me. So my mom bought me all these school clothes of the size that I wore before summer vacation, but when I came back, I was pregnant, so I couldn't fit my pants. So all the clothes that she bought me for school, I had, like, I remember so well. Like, she had bought me this jacket, and I wore the jacket every single day, because I had to leave my pants unbuttoned, because I couldn't button my pants because I was too big. But yet she still didn't know I was pregnant. So finally, I'm still getting bigger. And I told, like, a couple of my friends, like, I told my friend Devlin, and I told this girl named Portia, and I told this girl named, her name was Tiana. And Tiana, she already had a kid, and she was like, you have to tell your mom. Like, she's like, you have to tell your mom. Like I said, my mom had me when she was 15, so she was mentoring teen moms at the time. Tiana was her mentee. So I told her, because I was like, okay, she's experienced this, she knows what's going to happen, she's not going to tell my mom. Was I wrong? So a couple weeks passed, and me and one of my really good friends went to the Mall of America, and she knew that I was pregnant. So we were walking around the Mall of America, and I remember when we were leaving, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a craving for some cheese fries. So I got some cheese fries, and they were so good. I ate them, like, on the ride home, and as soon as we got to my house, like, you know, your dumpster, your garbage bin that you throw your trash in outside, I puked in the garbage before I walked inside. So Tila and I walked inside my house, and my mom's like, Shyla, I need to talk to you. I'm like, did she see me throw up outside? And she was like, are you pregnant? I was like, what? Sorry guys, my dog just decided to hop in and say, hey Lex. Are you pregnant? I'm like, me? Pregnant? Mom, no. I'm not even having sex. Like, no, I'm not pregnant. I swear I'm not pregnant. So then she's like, Tila's still standing in the door at my house, and she's like, go take this pregnancy test. I'm like, I just used the bathroom. Like, I don't have to use the bathroom. She's like, I knew you would say that. And she had like this big thing of pop for me to use to drink, so I would have to use the bathroom. And this is just a little side note. My mom bought the exact same pregnancy test that I bought at Target. Like, how ironic is that? I'm my mother's child. I was like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. So, meanwhile, T was like, okay, Shyla, yeah, I'll see you later. And she freaking darts out the door. Like, she was gone. So, I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like, how can I do this without freaking... She has to know, like, I have to pee on this. Like, I have to pee on this. So, I peed on the test, and I stuck my arm out the door, and, of course, it said positive. And my mom, she didn't say anything. And if you know my mom, she talks a lot. So, for her to say nothing means a lot. So, she was like... That's the look she gave me when I came out of the bathroom. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I am about to die. She did not speak to me for like 2 weeks. My mom did not say like anything to me. She just constantly reminded me that she was so hurt she couldn't believe it because she had me on birth control pills. I was irresponsible, which I was irresponsible. I did not take the pills while I was on vacation, and she tried to prevent this. So she was pretty hurt that I freaking got pregnant. Okay, so fast forward, she knows that I'm pregnant, and she has this talk with me, and she tells me this. She said, Shyla, you have three options. You can keep your baby, you can give your baby up for adoption, and the third option isn't an option. And I was like, okay, so why did you tell me I have 3 options? She was like, but no matter what you choose to do, she's like, you're going to have to live with this for the rest of your life. She's like, having a baby is not the end of the world, but she's like, oh, honey, your life is going to be so much harder because now you have to not only grow up and learn and figure out, you know, this world and yourself, but now you have to raise a person. Like, you have to teach this person about this world that you know nothing about. And I was like, yeah, you know, like, I was crying. I was so apologetic, but it was tough. But I feel like my mom reacted totally different than I expected her to react. I expected her to like just give me the business, because my mom didn't play no games. But she was so hurt, and then at the same time I was carrying her grandchild, so she could not do that. She couldn't whoop me because I'm pregnant. Like, who's gonna whoop a pregnant person? And it turns out that, like, my daughter was probably the best thing that happened to me. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not glorifying teen pregnancy. I'm not gonna lie, I was not A1. I wasn't on my game like I should have when I had a kid. I still wanted to be young and live my life, but still be a mom. And that's not how it works. So, yeah, my daughter's 14 now, and, you know, everything is great. She's a straight A student. She has grown up with me. Like, she has grown with me. My daughter she made me the woman that I am today, that's for sure. But she had to grow up with me because, like my mom said, I was a kid, having a kid, and I didn't know what to do with a kid, you know? I did graduate high school. There's so many programs and things out there that can help you as a young mom, but just use those programs to help you. Don't abuse them. So that is my story time of being 16 and pregnant and how I came out to my mom. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment down below if you would like to hear more story times, because, guys, I have so many story times. Like, I have such a crazy life. Like I said, I have a story time that I'm probably going to upload still about how I made it to Ohio with $20 on the bus, and I met this person on the internet. So that is a story in itself. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload. Please make sure you subscribe and share. I'm trying to get to 2K. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all your support. Make sure you follow me on all of my social medias, which are in the description box below. And yeah, I enjoyed making this video for you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!